Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. The cabinet decided to approve the One Window project as a national project that includes a comprehensive e-commerce system for trade based on the best international standards and practices of the World Customs Organization. Minister of State for Media Affairs Mohammed Al-Momani made the announcement at a press briefing of the cabinet's decisions, saying the project will facilitate trade and ensure speed and efficiency in the clearance process of goods, among other advantages. Momani also said there were new procedures related to transit and re-export of goods coming through Jordan. He also said the government is considering amending the economic crimes law by referring cases such as tax evasion and infringement of investors' funds, especially those demanding royalties, to the State Security Court. Momani also revealed the government's intention to establish a unified fund for the martyrs of the Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army, as well as security agencies. Over to Syria, where the first international relief aid convoy crossed into eastern Ghouta, bringing urgent aid to civilians. A senior UN official said he was not happy to hear loud shelling near the crossing point into the rebel enclave, despite an agreement that the aid would be delivered under peaceful conditions. He said some 70% of the supplies loaded on its trucks had been removed during the inspection. Meanwhile, the Syrian army and its allies captured more than a third of eastern Ghouta's rebel enclave. The Britain-based War Monitor said more than 700 people have been killed in eastern Ghouta in the past 2 weeks since the government and its allies began a massive bombardment of the area. Palestinians criticized, while Israel welcomed Guatemala's decision to move its embassy in Israel to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv in May. It would be 2 days after the U.S. Embassy makes the same move. Guatemala was one of only a handful of countries that backed U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital, and it is the first country besides the United States to set a date for moving its embassy there. The status of Jerusalem is one of the thorniest obstacles to forging a peace deal between Israel and the Palestinians, who want East Jerusalem as their capital.
I'm not surprised, and I'm sure the people of Guatemala will not accept such a unilateral decision by their president, who lacks credibility and moral respect on behalf of their own country and their own nation. But we are not surprised at all.
A South Korean delegation met North Korean leader Kim Jong-un on a visit to Pyongyang aimed at encouraging North Korea and the United States to talk in a bid to rein in the North's nuclear and missile programs. Both North Korea and the U.S. have expressed willingness to talk, but U.S. President Donald Trump demands the North denuke first. The North said it will not sit down to talks under preconditions. It also said it is concerned over a joint U.S.-South Korea military exercise, which South Korean officials said will start next month as planned. At the Oscars, fantastical romance The Shape of Water won Best Picture, the film industry's most prestigious honor. The movie's Mexican filmmaker Guillermo del Toro took home the Best Director Oscar. As expected, Britain's Gary Oldman was named Best Actor for playing World War II leader Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour, while Frances McDormand's Woman in a Fury was a popular Best Actress. And in fashion, men got to enjoy some of the limelight on Stella McCartney's runway for the first time as the designer showed selected menswear along with her latest collection of deconstructed suits and knitwear. The designer said the difference between menswear and women's wear didn't matter much. For the collection, McCartney turned some looks inside out with the purple lining of an overcoat stitched on the outside and shredded others showing a layered poncho of different colored knits. Elsewhere, she used work by British artist J.H. Lynch to create punchy prints half concealed under layers of lace and tulle. In sports, Russia's Dmitry Koltakov produced another stunning victory with a successive perfect score on the second day of the Ice Speedway Championships' third round in Berlin. The reigning champion had racked up another perfect run the day before, with yesterday's victory being Koltakov's fourth maximum of the series. The win extended Koltakov's lead at the top of the championship standings to 25 points from compatriot Danil Ivanov, who finished fourth in the last race of the day behind Koltakov. Fellow Russians Dinar Valiyev finished second, and Dmitry Khomitsevich rounded off the podium in third. The fourth round of the five-event series takes place in Insel, Germany on March 17th till the 18th. And finally, a look at the weather forecast. It will continue to be warmer and drier than usual across the kingdom tonight, while also remaining dusty. Tomorrow, temperatures are expected to slightly drop but remain above their seasonal average, while winds will be southeasterly to easterly brisk, stirring dust across many regions. Amman can expect a high of 20 degrees Celsius and a low of 9 degrees, while in the Gulf of Aqaba it will be hot with an expected high of 31 degrees, dropping down to 18 at night. With this, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Dana Abusham. Thanks for watching and have a good night.